Lately, I've been getting into D&D as a player, but I already moved on to running my own homebrew game. Naturally, I needed a DM screen, but I really didn't want to just buy a generic one on Amazon or Etsy. Lucky for me, my father-in-law had a rough cut of mahogany lying around that I could use. The catch, I don't have the proper machinery to square up rough lumber, so I'm just using my miter saw fence as a straight edge reference. I'm making two 1-foot cuts for the front of the DM screen, but since I need 4 panels total, I'm going to have to resaw each board down to the middle. The board is an inch thick, so resawing is totally fine, except I don't actually own a bandsaw. I could buy one, but my wallet is already hurting after dropping 600 Canadian dollar on this 12-inch Bosch saw. I look into bandsaw that can actually resaw 9-inch of wood, and yeah, way too expensive for me now. So in the next video, we'll see how I actually managed to split this thing. So I finally adjusted myself for the last and final rough cut, but I think I pushed on the wood a little bit. Yep, a little bit too much, so it made the saw jump a little bit at the end. I'm not used to this kind of miter saw. I only use like a little 8-inch blade. Little miter saw, really easy to use and really soft on the end. This one has a lot of power and a lot of kickback, but I'm definitely gonna get used to it fast as I'm gonna use it. So as you can see, I'm cutting the second panel, and I really needed to cut every edge since everything of this wood is rough, and it pretty much have, well, I could say 10 years, I believe, of, drying time. It was wrapped up in a little sheet, and it was used as a scratch post for the two cats of my stepfather. So, yep, this wood is pretty well, not beat up. It's in really good condition, but it's really old wood, and I hadn't had any experience working with mahogany. Back to the build, I have my two main board, but I also need side panel. I had some maple left over from another project. Well, it was supposed to be for another project, but I stole it for that, and I'm just gonna buy another one, I guess. And I thought the contrast with the mahogany would look great, so I got 8 pieces, but I made a bit of a rookie mistake here. I used my unplaned rough wood mahogany as a measure reference. Once I finally planed and sanded everything down my sides, I ended up completely oversized, but hey, that's a problem for the next video. I'm not gonna lie, I hesitated a lot during this whole process. I don't usually work with premium hardwood because it's so expensive. Usually, I just use cheap construction lumber where mistake doesn't really matter, and I really didn't want to mess this up. This screen is pretty much useless if it doesn't look at least okay. To save myself a ton of time and planning, I decided to just use the saw to trim the sides down. Well, all of my sides were rough, so it's also needed to be done, but for having a better cut, I should have hand planed, but I didn't want it to spend another hour or two to hand plane the side. So efficiency wins, and at the end of the day, it's just a D&D screen for me and my friend to enjoy. Since I just bought this new saw, I really wanted to see how precise it could be. I dialed it in and cut a 45-degree angle on each maple plank to make 2 box frame and try to have a perfect fit. If you're wondering why I need a screen to have so much depth, it's because I also 3D print a lot of mini and I might have gone just a little overboard with the scale of some of the monster I made. So when I close up the screen, I need to have the space to don't close the screen on the mini, and well, painting mini is a lot of time, so I really don't want to break them with the screen. That's supposed to protect them. So that's it for today. Stay tuned for the next video. This will be a multi-part process since it was a project that took, well, it was supposed to take 2 weeks, but as usual, it took many months. So yeah, follow and subscribe.